In this episode, we're going to look at what the scientific literature on the psychology of conspiracy theories has to say about the fatal attraction of conspiracy theories. We're going to look at the 3 categories of motivations that are common to people who find themselves attracted to and entangled in the web of conspiratorial thinking. These are the epistemic, the existential, and social motivations underpinning conspiratorial beliefs. In their 2017 paper, The Psychology of Conspiracy Theories, the University of Kent researchers Karen Douglas, Robbie Sutton, and Alexandra Cichocka outlined the 3 psychological motives that drive people to believe in conspiracy theories. The first set of motives can be characterized as epistemic reasons. Epistemic comes from the Greek episteme, meaning knowledge, and when we talk about epistemic motives, we're talking about the need people have for knowledge and certainty. So when something major happens in the world, people want to know why. They want to know the truth and to feel certain about that truth. The authors identified several epistemic motives that causal explanation may serve, including satisfying curiosity when information is unavailable, reducing uncertainty and bewilderment when available information is conflicting, finding meaning when events seem random, and defending beliefs from disconfirmation. Conspiracy theories appear to provide broad, internally consistent explanations that give people a solid belief to hold on to in a chaotic sea of mystery and complexity. It makes reality simple and digestible. In looking at the research already done in the field, the authors found a lot of different cases where conspiracy theories are strong, including among people who habitually seek meaning and patterns in the environment, including believers in paranormal phenomena, when events are especially large in scale or significant and leave people dissatisfied with mundane, small-scale explanations. And research also suggests the conspiracy belief is stronger when people experience distress as a result of feeling uncertain. In a world that is growing more and more interconnected and more complex, we are experiencing a bit of an epistemic crisis. The popularity of conspiracy theories is just one symptom of this crisis. We see the same trend revealing the fractured state of modern democracy and of our collective sense-making. This need to soothe this epistemic crisis is one of the psychological motivations for belief in conspiracy theories. The second set of psychological motives are the existential motivations. These have to do with people's needs to feel and to be safe and secure in the world, and feel like they have some power and autonomy over the things that happen to them. People don't like to feel powerless, and reaching to conspiracies can allow them to feel like they have information explaining why they don't have control over the situation. So it can act as a sort of an indirect form of control. Studies have shown that people are likely to turn to conspiracy theories when they are feeling anxious, they feel powerless. Other research indicates the conspiracy belief is strongly related to a lack of socio-political control or lack of psychological empowerment. Experiments have shown that compared with baseline conditions, conspiracy belief is heightened when people feel unable to control outcomes and is reduced when their sense of control is affirmed. And this is a really powerful set of insight. It explains why conspiracy thinking tends to become less common as people get older. As people have more stability and control over their lives and attain more status in society, they're going to be less prone to this sort of thinking. It also explains why conspiracy theories tend to be higher in times of crisis, and it's a very good explanation for why conspiracy theories have taken off so much since COVID-19 started making its rounds. In a lot of ways, the pandemic is more acute than wartime. Anxiety and powerlessness are amplified by the fact that there's nothing really you can do except stay at home. In a war, there are battles and there's an active role to worry about. The enemy is obvious, but in the age of lockdowns, there's no obvious enemy. There's no action you can take. Lives have been brought to a standstill, and in this stasis where the anxiety and powerlessness build up, you've essentially got the perfect recipe for widespread conspiracy thinking. That's not even factoring in the impact of the internet and social media. That's just going by the psychology alone. But does it help? If you were in the market for some existential affirmation, you might wonder if conspiracy theories might be the silver bullet for you. You might wonder if this is going to be the thing that gives me the feeling of safety and security that I've been craving. But there's no good news in this direction either. Research conducted so far does not indicate that conspiracy theories will effectively satisfy you. On the contrary, experimental exposure to conspiracy theories appears to immediately suppress people's sense of autonomy and control. Conspiracy theories are like a sugary treat. You get an instant hit of energy that leaves you feeling crap and lower energy long term. The short-term boost of control is overshadowed by the dead weight of a doomed future and the powerlessness you have to change that future. The psychological studies back this up and have shown that conspiracy beliefs make people less inclined to take actions that in the long run might boost their autonomy and control. That's something that is worth repeating. Conspiracy beliefs make people less inclined to take actions that in the long run might boost their autonomy and control. So conspiracies more or less lock you into your prison and throw away the key. They don't empower you, but they feed you a victimizing narrative that keeps you locked into your state of anxiousness and powerlessness. The third set of reasons that people are drawn to conspiracy theories are the social motivations. This is the interpersonal side of the equation. People have a desire to feel good about themselves as individuals and feel good about the groups that they are a part of. The research has also shown that a need for uniqueness and a desire to stand out from other people is associated with the belief in conspiracy theories. So at the level of the individual, one way of feeling good about yourself with conspiracies is by being the one in the know. You get to relish the power of being one of the few elected ones who has seen the light of the truth. Conspiracy theories will often call those who don't believe in conspiracies sheep or sheeple. These other people are being shepherded and blindly led, but we, the critical thinkers, are the true autonomous humans. This narrative has a seductive appeal. You can feel superior to the vast majority of people, and you can even feel superior to the cabal of super powerful, because despite all their attempts at stealth, you are one of the small number that have caught on to their plan. When you're feeling powerless and anxious and overwhelmed by the complexity of the world, conspiracies are like a vision of an oasis in the middle of a desert. You go from the inhospitable conditions of feeling existentially threatened, epistemically confounded, and mired in a sense of meaningless inferiority to a complete inversion of that. You go from feeling like an insignificant zero whose life is a mess to feeling like you are one of the elected ones with access to the truth. And with that, you get to feel superior to most people. This is like a religious level reframe, and I don't think that that's a coincidence. Similarities between conspiracy theorists and the religious run deep. You've seen the light, you've seen the truth, you are one of the elect. Now you must go forth and save the masses and enlighten them. Sure, many people won't listen, many people will think you're crazy, but you do it out of love, you do it out of compassion, to wake them up to the ways of the truth. It is your duty as one of the awakened to help the people. You must lead the wayward sheep away from the corrupt and evil forces and lead them towards the truth and the light. These social motivations don't just operate on the level of the individual. Research suggests that conspiracy theories valorize the self and the in-group by allowing blame for negative outcomes to be attributed to others. That means they can uphold the image of the self and the in-group as competent and moral, but as being sabotaged by powerful and unscrupulous others. Members of groups who have objectively low status because of their ethnicity or income are more likely to endorse conspiracy theories. Research has also found that those on the losing side of political processes are more likely to believe conspiracy theories. Conspiracy belief has been linked to prejudice against powerful groups. So again, this ties in with the existential reasons. So if you're feeling powerless and anxious, then it might be more tempting to believe that the evil and the powerful are to blame rather than that you are failing or you could be doing better. Believing in conspiracies lets you off the hook. The reason you're struggling has nothing to do with you, it's because the game is rigged against you. So those are the three psychological collections of motives that magnetically attract people to conspiracy theories. If you're troubled by uncertainty, if you feel unsafe or insecure, or if you just want to feel like you or your group are superior to others, then conspiracy theories might just be for you. So the next time you find yourself stressing about shape-shifting lizard elites drinking baby blood, or about Bill Gates trying to take over the world, it might be worth asking yourself, am I drawn to this because it's scratching an itch in my psyche, or is there some truth in what is being said? That's everything that I wanted to cover on this episode of The Living Philosophy. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up down below, and if you're new to the channel, you might like to subscribe. If you have any thoughts, insights or feedback, I'd love to hear from you down in the comments. Otherwise, I shall see you next time. Thank you for watching.